Your ignorance is killing you and it's keeping you broke. What's going on is Anton from AntonDaniels.com. I appreciate you guys for continuing to rock with me. Thank you for rocking out with me. Please hit a like for the YouTube algorithm, subscribe to the channel, and make sure you turn on your notifications so you know when I go live and you know when I'm dropping content. But your ignorance is keeping you broke, and I'm going to mine through 3 different things that you need to consider. Because a lot of y'all are going to watch this video and you're going to say, Anton, yep, I feel you. Or some of y'all are going to say, nah, you don't know what you're talking about. And you're speaking out of ignorance. Let me say it one more time. You're speaking out of ignorance. You don't know any better, so you spew this narrative, or you just blindly follow and agree people that don't have your best interests at heart. And I'm going to break it down as to why your ignorance is keeping you broke. And it's expensive. Ignorance is expensive. I'm going to be honest with you. It's expensive. Think about it like this. I always like to use real life examples and stories from some of my friends, because you know that I have a group and a network of people that's going in the direction that I'm going in. That's the Patreon. The link is in the description, as well as pinned to the top of the chat. And there's some awesome, phenomenal people in there. And I've literally built Wakanda. And I don't align myself with a group of people based off of what they look like, their race or gender. And so when I say Wakanda, I'm saying based off the character. We have Asian people, black people, white people. There's all types of people that are a part of my network, that are a part of the Patreon, that's doing work, working together, ensuring that we're adding value to people's lives. And that's in addition to the Patreon meetups, which we got one in the Midwest coming next month. It's in addition to the mastermind sessions, the Patreon exclusives, the build a business, in which I'm showing people when I'm putting up my own money to ensure that you understand what it takes to build out a brick and mortar business, right? That's in addition to all of that. But in gleaning from a lot of these different experiences from people and having these conversations in my network, what I'm finding is that ignorance is even more expensive than I thought it was. Think about it like this, right? Let's say, and I was talking to one of my HR friends, let's say you fail to really take advantage of the company match that comes along with your 401k. Because I'm telling you, the overwhelming majority of people have no retirement at all. They don't even think about a 401k when they're negotiating or asking for what the benefit package is that's assigned or associated with a specific company, right? They don't know if the company matches or don't match it. One of the things that was beautiful when I was working for the University of Michigan, which I wasn't dependent on a salary at all because I was already good and I was already having my businesses and outside things that I was working on, and it was booming. But one of the reasons why I stayed at the University of Michigan is A, they paid for me to continue my education, which I then had to come out of pocket nothing after I went to community college. And then B, they double matched my 403B, which is the equivalent of a 401k, except for a public university. Now, it's a lot of people that never take advantage of that. Do you know the difference between maxing out and taking advantage of that could be millions and millions of dollars? And once people retire, even if they're okay, even if they're just doing okay, once they realize what the compounded interest calculated into that is, once they realize how much money they missed out, they literally want to kick themselves. I mean, I've seen it happen time and time again, and one of the things that I've seen be emphasized in certain HR environments, which are really great perks of a company, is that people need to take advantage of the match and the contribution at the minimum, put up to what it is that they match, but then at the maximum, make sure you're taking advantage of all of the different retirement options, and not just retirement options, but ways in which you can grow your wealth, because your wealth is based off of your net worth. But I digress. Ignorance is expensive because what you don't know, even if you don't know that you don't know, is still hurting you. Your environment, number one. The people you surround yourself with, what you watch on YouTube and your algorithm, if it's toxic, your environment that you grew up in, and even the people that you sleep with and you next to and your family members are killing you. They're killing your spirit, they're killing your mindset, they're killing your wealth, and they are no good for you, which is one of the reasons why even biblically, like Jesus said, yo, my family is the people that's sitting right here with me. It's not the people that I was born with or my bloodline or my mother or anything like that. My family is the people that's going in the direction that I'm going in. And so often at times what you find is that people normalize based off of what they're associated with, which is one of the reasons why people feel comfortable arguing with me what making $40, $50, $60, even $100,000 a year the impact of what that money is if you got a family or you don't have a family. And I say, hey, you're broke. And they say, Anton, you're being insensitive. I'm saying, no, I'm being realistic, because my environment and getting out of the places that I was born in or the people that I was used to, that I was associated with, that I had no choice when I was a kid, and then I exposed myself to a completely different environment and demographic, they taught me something different. They taught me that, yo, that really is broke. It is broke. And just because you don't know any better, which is your ignorance, that is the thing that is keeping you broke and keeping you down, because ignorance is expensive. And don't be voluntarily ignorant, because ignorance is not a bad thing if you don't know any better. But then if you've been exposed to it, but you continue to keep yourself down and you're being voluntarily ignorant, that's an issue. That is an issue. Second thing is, not only is your environment keeping you broke, but then not being exposed, which I already talked about, not being exposed to a completely different demographic and a different experience. And so people will voluntarily stay in their cubbyhole. And the thing that I hear people say all the time is, I only want to be associated with people that look like me or come from where I come from, because I want them to be able to relate to me. So you want to be in an echo chamber. You want to be around people that make you feel good instead of people that make you uncomfortable and push you to be the best version of yourself. That's an issue. That is an issue. Because your growth comes from being uncomfortable. And when people say, hey, I'd rather be happy, my goal in life is to be happy. No, my goal in life is to chase growth. And growth comes from a space where I have to, more often than not, get uncomfortable, right? When you leave a job and you go into another job, that's literally leaving your comfort space so you can make sure that you get the most value possible. You can get better salaries, you can get more coaching, you can expose yourself to a completely different new skill set that you can then use in the future to make sure that you get the most money possible. It's staying in that same place instead of branching out and making sure that you expose yourself or around people that can give you more insight and information that you don't even know. But if you don't know any better and the only thing you know is the thing that people told you need to be associated with in order to make sure that you're comfortable instead of making sure that you're growing, that's an issue. And it hurts my heart. I'm gonna be honest with you. It's very much a difficult thing for me to see people stay in the place that they're in and not get uncomfortable, not get exposed to what the opportunities are. And they won't even invest in themselves. You won't get a better education. You won't fund your 401k or make any investments into you becoming a better person. You know, even when I hear people say, hey, it's not necessary to go to college, I know. And you're going to use some anecdotal experience from somebody like Mark Zuckerberg or Bill Gates and say, hey, they never graduated college. What about all of the people that did? What about the fact that college is a network of people that you can then lean on for the rest of your life in order to ensure that you have more opportunities? What about the people that you meet there, right? What if you don't want to do a trade and you don't want to do back-breaking work or something physical for the rest of your life, and you want the option to be able to do something different? And I'm not saying that you have to go to college, but I'm saying that your ignorance is keeping you broke. Your ignorance is preventing you from experiencing other things. And people are even scared to pivot when it comes to their career because they don't know what they don't know. But I would advocate to you that you need to make that switch, because your exposure into new things will create even more opportunities for you. Don't let your ignorance, don't let the way that you feel be the thing that holds you back. But instead, expose yourself to a completely new environment of people that can actually add value to your life. Listen, make sure you hit a like for the YouTube algorithm. I appreciate it. Make sure that you add as much value into your life by investing in you. And then also, we're doing a Patreon. Like, we got a lot of people that's cooking up in there. It's a dope group of people. I've literally built the best environment on the internet for people to get away from the toxicity and be able to come together and build something awesome, in addition to the things that I give you inside of the Patreon. If you need to get in touch with me personally, email me at antondaniels413@gmail.com. I'm going to make sure that I pour into you. I'm going to make sure I add value into your life. And I love you. I appreciate you. But you're going to have to want just as much for yourself as I want for you. Get outside of your comfort zone. Stop being ignorant, because ignorance is expensive. I'm going to holler at you later. Peace.